Okay, so the next video that I want to show you is how to use two CPRSs side by side. So what it'll be is you'll see that this is one CPRS, and the utility of two CPRSs is obvious. You can have medications on one while you're admitting and you're kind of going through it. You're kind of writing your H&P, you got medications or labs or something else along those lines. So let me show you a couple things, and this is also how to link up patients, what people mean when they say, is the CPRS linked? So linked implies that you can look at images and EKGs. So let's go ahead and type in a different patient. So ZZ test Debbie. ZZ test thing. We'll look at ZZ test thing and ZZ test therefore. And so what I've got is I've got two separate patients that I'm looking at the same time. So if I've got multiple patients and I can keep my mind straight, not to get them confused, it looks like ZZ test therefore has an opiate problem. He is positive for both buprenorphine and norbuprenorphine. Good for him. He's on maintenance therapy, it looks like. And then you can go to labs here, and you can kind of sort through this one. She doesn't have, or this person doesn't have pancreatitis, so good for them as well. So if I wanted to make sure that these two were the same patient, what I would do is I go to File, I go to Rejoin Link, and then I use Existing Context. What that means is it means that this one guy with the paperclip here will link up with this one here. So it'll change this to this patient's information. So let me show you what that means. So I'll use Existing Context, and now these two are linked. So whenever I change either one of these, they both will change in synchronicity. So let me show you what I mean by that. So now let's go to ZZ test Debbie here. And what will happen is you'll see that this one changes as well. So this is the easiest way to make sure that I don't enter labs or orders on someone that I'm looking at a different note for. But you can open up as many CPRSs as you want, and you can have them linked up like this, or you can have them unlinked. And when I say unlinked, I mean this icon here with the three people and the broken paperclip. And like I said, the easiest way to just do that is to create a link. If you end up with a CPRS like this one here, that doesn't have a link, so it's broken, the first thing and the most important thing to do if you don't want to open up multiple CPRSs is to rejoin patient link and then to set a new context. Without this, you'll end up getting errors whenever you try to look at EKGs or images. Let me show you what I mean, and what I'll do is I'll break the patient link, and I'll go to Tools, and I'll go to Imaging, and I'll try to have it access the EKGs and the imaging, but it simply won't be able to. And what you'll end up getting is you'll end up getting an error, in theory, that should pop up as it's trying to link. And it did not do that for some reason. But if this was a real patient, it wouldn't have been able to load all this stuff up. But it did load this stuff up, so trust me, just make sure they're linked. Okay, very good. That's how to use two CPRSs side by side, how to use link and what link means. It's really important to make sure that you're linked, because otherwise you can't access things like remote data, you can't access things like EKGs, you can't access imaging, you can't access scanned in records. So it is really important to make sure that that link icon, that single person with the paperclip intact, is appearing on your CPRS when you're using it. Okay, I hope that explains link for you, and I hope that this makes your life easier. That's my tagline, by the way. Yeah, John told me I needed a tagline.
It's a good tagline. And you bought my logic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I am of no use in person, so don't